What up, guys? Kevin here with impressions of a Trails game. Spoiler alert, it's a Trails game. It's a Trails game, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. But no, it's Trails Through Daybreak, a game I've been really looking forward to playing. It just sucks that this game comes out like years prior in Japan, and it's like, ah. And I remember the game came out. The game came out. Sorry, I went to ASU. I can't talk. But and just YouTube. Every time I log into YouTube, I would see clips of this game. I go, I want to play it so badly. But I'm a very patient man. I'm a young man. I think I got many years ahead of me. So hopefully they do get on a worldwide release. At least we're getting Trails Through Daybreak 2 very soon. Probably within the next, 6 to 9 months. But yeah, Trails Through Daybreak. What can I say? It's a Trails game. And each and every Trails game, they make it just different enough, fresh enough to make you go, yeah, this feels good. And this game feels absolutely good. Now, I would say the start of this game might be the weakest start out of the, now 4 different eras or sagas or storylines. You got this guy games with Mr. Bright bringing home a boy for Estelle. That was very intriguing. Then you got the SSS coming together. And I'm like, wow, we're cops. We're bracers with badges. And then Cold Steel 1, probably my favorite, just getting to know the characters. Because, look, I like JRPGs, and I like JRPGs that take place in high school. What? I know, crazy, right? Like every JRPG takes place in high school, according to the internet, and people are tired of it. But I loved it. I love getting to know Class 7, just watching all those characters gel and not gel with each other in the beginning. Looking at you, Machias and Eustace. And now here we got Trails Through Daybreak. And it's a very just simple game. Starts out with Agnes here, or Agnes. 16-year-old girl from Academy who I think is on a break. I think school's about to start. But she is somebody who is very important to the Trails lore. And you'll learn about that shortly. Again, I'm only about 5 hours in. And you go and find a Genesis, an orbit that's very special to her. And it also gives Vanir some special powers. And them two hook up. Van is a Spriggan, basically I would say a bracer who does the shady work. And I would say out of being a bracer, a Spriggan, the SSS, or a Class 7, I don't know. I don't want to go back to school, guys. I don't mind games taking place in school. I don't want to go back. But I identify with being a Spriggan more because it just seems more fun. You're doing all the shady work. And you are taking on Bracer Guild requests because you meet somebody, you meet a bro from one of the very early games who just says, hey, yeah, I got a couple requests here. We ain't got time to do it. Here you go. And we do it. And we're doing it right here in this video. But that's who you are. You're a Spriggan. You take on the shady requests, and you're part of this little underworld that seems spooky and dangerous. There's a mafia and all these different factions as well. And you witness, well, you don't really witness, you walk into murder, a crime scene. And it passes a vibe check of, all right, this is a darker Trails game. But it also passes the vibe check of just being cozy as hell. This game was, which I believe was developed probably around the same time as Ys 9. Ys 9 passes a vibe check for me. It's my favorite Ys game. Just something cozy and relaxing about that game. And this game as well, too. Maybe it's just because it's my, 11th, 50th 100 millionth Trails game that I played that I know what to expect. I know I'm going to meet some characters. Some characters are going to be bros. Some characters are not going to be bros. The ones that are not going to be bros could be bros later and vice versa. I love it. I love that about Trails games. And the music, it's the same Trails music I've heard. A lot of recycled Trails music, some little new stuff. But again, I'm only 5 hours in. But yeah, it's a Trails game. It's a Trails game. If you played, I would say one of the Trails games, but one of the later Trails games, the Cold Steel games or Reverie, you're getting more of the same. Just a little bit better, at least visually. Combat-wise, did take some time for me to get used to. Luckily, I played the demo and got my feet wet with that. The way it works is it's a little bit of in-time action, like action combat, like going up and whacking the enemies off. And it's not that satisfying. You're just going up and playing on the PC, so I'm just smashing the A button. But when they do attack, you can press B or dodge out of the way, and it'll go into like a slow time event, kind of like an ease game. And you can do like a little special to stun them, and then you can go into actual turn-based combat, or you can just take them out completely. But if they get a couple hits on you, they get the advantage. If you stun them, you get the advantage. And you start off with some buffs, they may be stunned, you name it. And then from there, it's pretty basic Trails combat gameplay. Right now, the only twist, at least so far, there's another couple, but so far the big one is you can move around the map for spacing wise. You know how, like in other Trails games, if you're close to one of your partners, they'll do a follow-up attack. Same here, so you can like just walk up near one of your buddies in combat, and they'll do a follow-up attack. And you got your S-crafts and everything. Your orbital attacks. It's Trails. It's a Trails game. Character-wise, Van Arkwright, not giving me much. Little too cool for school, but I don't hate it. Right now, he loves his sweets, so after a hard-working day, we go get some sweets. We go get some food, as we're going to do right here. I love it. Basically, she came to him, and the only way, he turned her down. He's like, no, you're a young little girl. This is too dangerous. I do too dangerous work for you. Not worth it. But she brought him in like an eau claire or something and won his ass over. And I love this right here. After a hard day at work, we're going to go get some dessert. Love it. He lives over, or his office is over a little cafe bar that they're friendly to Van. The dad is like, hey, you better not lay a hand on this Agnes girl or make sure she doesn't get in trouble. It's a cozy game. It's really cozy. Again, probably not my favorite start, just in terms of like, I don't feel like I'm really getting to know these characters too much. In a fun situation, it's just doing basic requests. But, I'm already seeing some characters from past games. And I'm sure after even a few more hours, we'll learn more about these characters and have an even better time. I'm not saying I'm not having a good time. I'm just saying it just feels very plain. Just like a plain start. A lot of mystery. Like, all right, Calvard itself, you're in freaking Calvard. It has a very brown, rustic look, but it looks really nice and different. You hear about, I think the biggest appeal so far of this game is like you hear about Calvard through 10 video games. And then you finally go there and you're like, wow, this is it. This is where stuff happens that you hear in other games, but you don't get to visit. Now we get to visit, and maybe some of those events will maybe unfold in front of us, or we get to see the repercussions. I think there's already been a line or two from a few years back. But, yeah. Really nice setting. Nice world. Characters are nice. Not giving me much, but again, it's it's a Trails game. It's you played one, you played them all, maybe a little bit, but if you played the other Trails games, I don't think this is going to win you over if you didn't like those games. But starting point, sure. It definitely feels like I'm playing a brand new game in terms of just not knowing what's going on and not feeling like I need to know what happened before. Sure, Agnes, relative, the lore behind that character is a nice, oh, okay, that's it. That's it. See a couple characters from past games and you go, oh, okay, cool, nice. Good to hang out with them. That's it. So don't worry about having to start here and feel like you're missing out. At least as of yet. Again, only 5 hours in. The requests are pretty interesting too. Like you do job requests just like every other game. And you complete them, but they're not so straightforward. They're not. Like there's one where this guy was taking money from cash register, and one of his coworkers comes to us to catch the bastard. And we do, and we find out why he took money from the cash register. And there's like a law, chaos, and gray or neutral path that we can take, and after every quest, it will fill in a little bit more towards what you went towards. So this one, I said, hey man, we caught the guy, but we gave him an out. We gave that guy an out so he didn't get in trouble or get fired from his job. And our meter went towards a little bit gray. Not chaos, not law, a little bit gray. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes and where it ends up, how it affects the game, if any at all. But it's just a nice little wrinkle on the standard request that we've done. If you played all 10 games, you've probably done hundreds, maybe close to 1,000 of these. I don't know. But it's a nice little wrinkle here. The animations here you can see look freaking great. Just fantastic. Oh yeah, and Van has a truck. He loves his truck as well too. And it's interesting. I went to like the first little town, got a little bit out of the capital to the town, and we're just driving there. I'm like, this just feels so different from all the previous games. Well, I guess Azure, you got the police vehicle truck, so maybe not, but I don't know. I'm like, man, Class 7, I remember just walking the trails, walking those long ass trails. But yeah, if anything, this is a summery game. It's the middle of summer. It's hot, suffering through a heat wave, and it just feels very summery. Just feels like nice, relaxing Trails game, just like Trails into Reverie last year, which was my game of the year launched, and it was just a nice, relaxing Trails game. I think just because I played so many, I know what to expect. I know how the game works. I know the rhythm of the game, and this game seems to have the same rhythm. The chapters are flying by. I think through one or the prologue and the first chapter. I don't know how long this game is, but yeah, check it out. If you haven't played a Trails game before, I'd say still check it out. But of course I'm loving it. Of course I'm loving it. Why would I not be? Been making Trails, I won't say I'm a Trails content creator, but I've made Trails videos going back, Jesus, since I restarted this channel in 2019. And I go between this and Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is probably numero uno. This is a close second. And I only give it to Final Fantasy just because every game is just so much different, and just the risk that they take with each and every game. It's just a new iteration on what was previously there, but I appreciate it. It feels cozy, it feels relaxing. They introduce enough new things, enough newness for me to not feel burnt out, and also just cozy and relaxed as well, just because I know what to expect. I don't know how the story's going to play out, but I know how the characters are going to play out. I know each and every person I come across will be a bro and possibly an enemy. Or both. But alright. Anyways, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Later.